And we are live.
Hey Avishai, what's up?
All good, all good. How are you, Yoni?
I'm good, I'm good. I feel like we're
Exciting.
finally doing it, right?
Yeah, it's about time. We talked so many time about starting this podcast, and it's about time to start spreading the ideas.
Yeah. I feel like it's since last time we talked, it was like maybe a few months, but it was this morning.
Yeah, and like maybe 10,000 AI ideas ago.
Yeah. And in today's episode, I know we're going to talk about a lot in AI news most of the time, and we're going to, mention what's happened. But if you are not in this universe, we can just mention that we have GPT 5.1 that have the personality thing, right? The personality thing. I think it's quite better, just a bit better than most of the stuff.
Yeah,
I can't say it's amazing, but a bit better, right? It's feel like it's understanding what you're saying, right?
yeah, they finally fixed the M dash thing. So
Oh,
now,
the M dash fan! Oh my god!
yeah,
Oh my god!
yeah, now you can just say him, don't do the M dash, and he doesn't. He simply doesn't. And it was like a nightmare to remove it from every message.
Yeah,
Very annoying.
it was very annoying to do that. Very annoying, and I feel like we're in the age that maybe maybe it starts. It sounds like more like a human, right? And
Yeah,
not just like a fluffy English that everybody will understand that it's an AI. Especially if you're just doing copy paste without cleaning it up, like to sound human.
yeah, copy paste never works. You need to review and read and maybe just change a few phrases because it's not it's not quite there yet.
Yet. Yeah. And worth mentioning, couple of interesting stuff that's happening in the enterprise section, right? We can see, like most of any other product that anyone launched, it's usually starts from the B2C section, right? We saw GPT-3 and we saw Claude for the general audience. And now we start seeing the enterprise. We start seeing that Claude and OpenAI just mentioned that they reach a huge milestone in both. I don't want to say maybe 500 billion, maybe I'm wrong, but it was a huge number. And we start seeing that they're developing products, right? They're developing products for enterprise. So enterprise companies can start buying the tools that they're doing right now. For instance, let's talk about the new word. The new word is the knowledge base, internal knowledge base. So far, we usually had, you can connect a rug. That's what we're going to show today. But you want to scan the entire, Google Drive that everyone have, and you want to scan the docs, and you want to find the information. So if the company have Slack, you have the Slack AI, you can write it down. That's option number one, right? And then, but you want more. You want to connect your Salesforce, and you want to connect, I don't know, Jira, and all the rest of the stuff. That's the war that we're seeing behind the scene. And the first war
Yeah,
you can see OpenAI versus Gemini, right? Gemini just, I think, released it like maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe less. They released their enterprise search. OpenAI have already their OpenAI search, and we can see a war. And companies like Glean or other companies that are doing the same, they're going to be inside this giant war between these three giants, right? I mean, it's insane how the technology moves so fast.
yeah. Well, it's incredible, exceptionally for the customer side, where we're getting more and more developed products, and well, the competition is well, you can say that the competition is for our side.
Yeah, for sure. And one more thing that's worth to mention before we jump to the rug, it's another kind of like a category of startup that are going to be disappearing soon is everything, deck created things. I'm not sure you guys just watch the new capabilities of the Claude 4.5, and maybe, Avishai, we can do another videos on it separately. But now
Absolutely.
you can ask Claude, right? You can ask, hey Claude, I love you so much, Claude. Can you do a presentation for me, please? Can you make a presentation for me? I will give you the information. Oh no. You're going to research for the information and build up the deck for me. by the way, that's what we did today. Actually, Claude created the deck for us. We just give him the context, and he created the presentation with a layout. Boom, come on.
Yeah, he actually does that. But a quick note, maybe on several experiments that I did with Claude, when the context was very, very large, like I gave him like maybe 150 pages PDF file, and I requested like do me a presentation on the precise issue that was inside. Like it was not all the 150 pages, but maybe 20, 30 pages inside that. He was struggling, and he wrote a lot of text and a lot of code in the chat. But when almost finished, he was just he lost his memory and returned to the starting point. So this, I believe that when the context is very, very large, it still struggles. And in those cases, I would suggest to go to other tools like maybe GenSpark. You remember that we talked about?
Mm-hmm.
GenSpark actually did this test very, very well. Like I gave him maybe even more, like 200, 300 pages, and he was able to elaborate on a specific topic inside those, like a one that is appearing in all of those PDFs, and generate the insights.
Nice. I feel like from my experience, I don't think he lost the context. Like it was very long and large, and I actually told him to break it down to pieces. And I really like the results. Eventually, he gave me a presentation of 100 slides on like a couple of huge research, and he just break it down to small pieces. It was insane. It was literally insane. I mean, it cut maybe 25 hours from my day-to-day job, like in a weekly basis, right? So for me, that was my experience, by the way. It was insane. Oh, there's one more thing. One more thing we need to mention to our listeners and our group. There is one more thing that I think it's insane. I literally use it this morning. I use it this morning when I walk with my dog. I prepare my own podcast. Do you know what app I'm talking on? Which app? That you can make your own podcast and listen for two people discussing between them?
Haha, that's like a disguised commercial. Maybe which tool are we talking about? Maybe Riverside?
I will give you another one, another clue. It's Google tool.
Yeah. Well, if you're talking about Notebook.m, then I totally agree.
So
that's actually the winner for understanding complex topics, and just throw in any PDF, any maybe YouTube even, then you can listen and understand.
yeah, so the last update that they have that was quite unique. First of all, they took the deep research that you have in Gemini and they embedded it to Notebook.lm. So now you can use it inside. Many people, one of the use cases was in the past that you can take the doc that you created and throw it over there. Now it's inside. I mean, it makes sense to put it inside over there. And of course, the new video feature, the fact that you can do that in many different languages. I mean, I love it. You can learn anything you want, anywhere you want, and you can customize your own podcast on your own rate. So, for instance, investing, if you want to learn investing and you are not a top trader and you don't know where to start, you can tell him, hey, make it for 5 years old. And he can literally break it down to something you can understand. That's why I really like Notebook.lm, the way they act, the way they work. I think it's worth mentioning. Like the last upgrade was amazing, and we will do another video on it. There's so many videos we need to do, but we'll do another one on it just for that.
Yeah, we'll start one by one at a time.
Yeah, and let me share my screen. I feel like we need to start to kick it off and talk about RAG. Avishai, tell us about RAG a bit. What's going on with RAG?
Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar with the RAG, this is actually a Retrieval Augmented Generation, I believe.
Yeah,
And
yeah, actually, we're right.
I was very surprised because
very surprised that you are right.
Yeah. So the basic of that system is you have a knowledge base that you are populating your files into. Imagine like a folder that all your files are in that folder, and then you can just ask your preference LLM model about that, and he can export from the files all the information that you need. For example, if you have a restaurant and you want to you want the user to have an accessible way to see what's on the menu for today, and you have like a daily menu, then you can just upload the menu into the RAG file system and let the chat that is on your website just talk with that RAG system. Users will be able to export and just chat with the database and see what's on the menu today. So this is the power of it. And of course, if you have more and more data, this becomes more and more efficient for you. Instead of just looking for your files, you can just stick with them.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I usually call it my second brain. And by the way, we have a workshop on it. Just saying, if you are super interested to do that, like with us, creating this brain that can be your second brain, holding all of the information that you can ask every day through WhatsApp, Slack, email, even build up in Lovable, like an interface like in Lovable that you can interact with your brain, even talk to your brain, literally talk to your brain live. We can do that. We know how to do that as well. But we
Very
will
cool.
show you today the basics, the basic and beyond. Now, if you have, a good engine, you can go and do it yourself. But if you need more help, we're here to help and create, more sophisticated brain. And again, the RAG, it's everywhere. And the reason I feel like we need to speak about RAG in another shape or form, it's LLM and SLM, right? When you're asking OpenAI, Claude, Gemini, he is working on a huge data model and he doesn't know the context. It's like, and Avishai, correct me if I'm wrong, it's like reading a book. Like if you're reading a book, you can get the summary in ChatGPT, right? You can get the summary,
Yeah,
the main ideas. But if you want to know, like, hey, what's happening in episode number 5, or what is the best quotes, and I don't know what else inside this book that you want to know, so it's not going to help you. You need to be more specific. I mean, you need to go down, and that's why we need to train the brain on specific stuff.
exactly. By the way, Yoni, that's on your side, like the video panel of both of us on top of the presentation.
I'm sorry. I can do it like this, and then I will not see
Move
you.
it.
But
Can you just move it so we don't see it on the recording?
I can close it.
Yeah. Okay, that's better.
I don't see you, but let me know if I'm
Still here. I'm still here.
If I look nice, let me know I look nice.
You look very nice.
Okay, so so why Supabase? And there is a lot of vector database and RAG, right? I mean, Supabase, I feel like that's kind of the main things. Like it's a free tier. It's going to be very fast setup. You're going to see that in the next 5 to 10 minutes. It's going to be ready. They have also PostgreSQL that we're going to talk about the memory in n8n. They have an n8n native connection. Avishai, what do you think beyond that?
Well, I think it covers the basics. So if you're new to RAG, maybe the first thing that you want to use is just like the simplest ones. Supabase is very easy to use. And you mentioned the Postgres, that's enough. When you are advancing to more advanced workflows or solutions, then you might want to explore different like Quadrant or maybe Pinecone and other things. But like saying for the general use case, if you're doing simple things, that's totally enough. You don't have to do complex more than that.
Sounds good. Okay, so let's talk about the RAG architecture for a second, and the embedding model. Do you want to explain that, Avishai? How the embedding works?
Yeah, so basically it's super simple, like high level, super simple. what the model does is more complicated, but we can just visualize that as you have, like, say, the menu document that we described before. So you are uploading that document into the folder. In order for the RAG system to work with that, you need to encode the embeddings of that file. What that means is that the model is reading the file and then encodes it into vectors. This happens in order for the second phase, where you're searching that RAG system, the LLM is going to look for the nearest vector, like the algorithm is k nearest neighbors, and it's going to look for the nearest vector to your question. So, for example, if you uploaded a menu that describes that today dish is fish and chips, then you are asking the RAG model, what is today dish? Then it's gonna encode your question to a vector and check which vector in the database is most similar. So that's basically what it does. And then it will retrieve and say to you, well, today is a fish and chips. And basically, the technical way that it works, you are gonna choose a model, an LLM model. Like first, you're gonna choose a vendor, like say OpenAI, Anthropic. Then choose a model that does the embedding on the file. Then you are going to upload that embedding to the RAG system that you are using. And in that case, let's say the Supabase vector store. And then you can use the query system, where a user can just ask a native language query and retrieve the results from the vector database.
That sounds good. I feel like there is one more thing we need to talk about before we jump to the Supabase setup, and we're going to do that together. It's to actually explain how the concept work when we already connect the Supabase, right? And we upload the data over there, and it's changing to a vector number, right? It's changing to a vector number. When we send the query through the n8n or any other chatbotting system, the query is being changed as well to a vector number, right?
Exactly.
Just to want to be sure that everybody understands. I'm seeing you guys over there. You're not understanding. We're going to do that again. The question, the query that the user writes is being transformed also to a query that looking for the other numeric number. I'm going to show you how it looks like. That's already been vectorized, and then is looking for the one that is the most close to the question that we have. I'm trying to make it not complicated, and it's not complicated, right? I hope it makes sense.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. It's not very complicated. No one has to calculate the actual vectors. You're not doing any of it. You can see it behind the scene, but you're not supposed to.
Okay, we're going to start from scratch.
Okay, this is the real stuff. Guys, pay
Yeah, and
attention.
now I'm going to do on-chat message. Basically, once you create the brain, you can do it everywhere. WhatsApp, Slack. We will start from something very simple that we can ask immediately. And then it's not an n8n curse, but we're going to use an AI agent. Okay. We're going to use a model. I'm going to check the checked model. We'll use the 4.1 mini. If I'm doing it fast, I'm very sorry. Today it's not going to be the focus on this one. We're going to focus on the brain. And now the memory, Avishai, in the meantime, while I'm preparing everything else, let's talk about the memory, why we are not using the simple memory and we want to use the Postgres chat memory. Are you laughing on me? Oh my God, no, Avishai.
I'm laughing so hard because I forgot about that.
I forgot about it, but I forgot about that. So usually what most people do, and by the way, you can also do that. You can choose the memory, simple memory, and still do vector, database. You can still do that, right? You can still do that. The problem is it's going to slow down your workspace, your entire workspace. And also imagine this. Imagine that you're creating a chat, a support chat, right? You can create a customer success chat, a support chat, technical support chat, anything you want, and you can consume the chatbot through different systems, right? WhatsApp, Telegram, Slack, Gmail. It's the same brain, but the trigger is different. You will not have any control on the answer, let's say, if you want to fix it, without having a log of everything everywhere. So that's kind of, let's say, the main thing of the memory. By the way, if you are an employee in a company and you're using the GPTs that ChatGPT have, awesome. Maybe you train it, maybe it's good, you have the prompt, everything is fine. The main issue here again, if there is a problem, you will never know about it because it doesn't log in a one database. And that's why we need the PostgreSQL. Avishai, you can add stuff if you want. I mean, for free.
Yeah, that all makes sense. And well, it's worth remembering that when you are using the memory, there is no actual memory on LLM. It just overloads all your previous messages on the same on the new message. So probably just copies and pastes. So it's just well, it's overloading the conversation.
Yeah. Okay, Supabase. We'll click new project. We'll call it code test. Amazing. We'll let him generate the password
so
for us.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah,
it's
and
amazing.
we will save the password somewhere and we will generate a new project. That's how you start. Super easy. It's super easy, very not complicated. And as you see, it's free. I didn't put my credit card here. It's free. Project status is green. And now we are clicking project settings. So far, so good. Right?
Okay, let's
connect.
connect.
We'll click connect. And now we will change this direct to session puller. And we will see view parameters. Now this is how it's work. This is all the data that we need to connect the memory that actually is going to save the data that we have. So let's take the host. I'm back here. I will create new credentials. And then now I have the host. And I will take the port. It's the same port already. And the database should be the same as well. We'll double check. Yes, the one that's going to change is the user. And the password is the one we had before that you need to save when you created a project. And we will click save. Amazing! In the first try.
Green, seems it's working.
Look like it's working. Avishai, anything else on the contact window length, or we can save it like this?
I think 5 is the magic number. There is a trade-off between how many tokens you are going to consume on every message. Remembering that every time, like 5 million, that it will take the 5 last messages. So you don't want to overload the conversation with many messages, and you still want the user to have a context of the previous messages. So I believe 5 is like a delicate trade-off between both of those.
Okay, what about the session ID? Do we go with connected the chat trigger node or doing define below? And in which cases, and I know you like it to explain it, in which cases we're doing the define below, and what should be the key?
Well, I think in that scenario, I'll just use the. I don't see that.
So there is 2 options, right? We have the connected chat trigger node that's basically working on the chat session ID, and we have the define below that you can actually create a key.
Yeah. Well, I would use the key if I need to like separate sessions, like if I having maybe multiple sessions coming from the same trigger. Let's say that are several users through the book website that are asking questions about let's say, different topics, and I want to stream the right answers. So one user asked about the daily dish, and another one asked um, like what are opening hours. So I want to make sure that I'm storing the relevant messages for the relevant session. So in that case, I would probably use something that is identifying the user and maybe no, maybe that's it. Like a user identification of where the user came from and identify a number and then store it like that.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. I feel like, I mean, it really depend on the complexity, right? What we're trying to build.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for a simpler solution, if you're just starting, I won't bother use it. Just use the inherit from last step. You don't even need to use like a complex session.
Okay. So now, if you're familiar with the agent, infrastructure, so we have the chat memory, we have now the memory itself that he's using to remember, right? And then we have the tool. So we are going to tell me like use the tool. The tool is going to be Supabase Vector Store. And if you remember, we said like maybe 10 minutes ago that we need to also use the embedding. The embedding that this specific tool like is the small one. It's also a less expensive one. That's the one that's going to convert your question to kind of vectorize it over there. Now we need to connect the Supabase vector. It's a bit more complicated, not super complicated. But over here, you see you have the host and the service role secret. Let's see if I remember it without looking on my pages. So you see you have, like, again, I'm clicking on project settings. I'm here and I'm going to data APIs. Okay, this is a URL. Let's copy this URL and let's put it here. Awesome. Now it's not the same password as we had before. We need to go to the API keys and we need to copy this one, the service role. Don't copy ours because I'm going to going to destroy it after this meeting. Destroy it.
Yeah, we'll just end the project.
And click save. And voila, the connection is being established. And everybody will say, hey, it's working. Everything is amazing. But you see, we don't have a table. Oh no. So we don't have a table because there is a couple of more steps that we need to do. Now, thank God, n8n have basically most of the stuff that you need. So I want to try to show you, like, you'd see quick start for setting up your vector store. If you click here, you see you have this SQL one. This SQL one is going to create the table. If you click here, come back to the table itself, see the SQL editor, click here, click on it, and click run.
All
What?
right. That's a live debugging session.
It's a live debugging session. I'm shocked.
Okay.
Let's try again.
We didn't plan this.
Yeah, we didn't plan this. We didn't plan this. Let's try again. Let's try again. Let's try again. Let me copy it again. We'll make sure I'm not doing anything wrong here. Copying it from my other screen.
Reading the exception you got there, you need to just install the extension, the vector extension.
Okay.
So if you just go to the integrations on the left sidebar.
Trying again, just checking again the full code to see. Okay. I remember that should be
Amazing.
fine without.
Amazing.
That's what I remember. I just copied the entire thing again.
There it is. He created the vector extension.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Just the first one.
I didn't know you can do that in the SQL editor.
So I knew that it's a one thing, and we can put it on the notes if someone need. But this is the one that I missed when I copied. And that's the best practices. You're just copying it, and now you have no row return. Now, if you go here to the database table editor, You see here the documents? That's the vector one. It's not the n8n one. The n8n one, with all of the memory, as soon as we will start talking to it, it's going to show us the data. Okay? Now, we finished step one. Right? Step one, can go here.
Maybe do a refresh or something.
Yeah, we'll save it. Click refresh. Okay. Now we have the documents and retrieve the data from the RAG tool. Okay, awesome. Now, the most important thing is how to upload the data dynamically. Avishai, I mean, okay, we have it, but how to upload the data over there, not to do it manually. And people will say, oh no, it's going to take us so much time. So what we're going to do, we are going to create another one.
Yeah, basically, I think we forgot something, something very, very important to just mention the question in the Supabase vector store. So you might.
It's going to appear as soon as we're going to ask the first question.
Okay. So you want to wait for the first question. Okay,
Yeah.
understood.
So now we have I'm actually creating the uploader. So you see you have upload file. We're going to say by URL. Okay. And now we're going to do a Supabase vector. And we are going to upload this. We're going to see in a sec. Wow. Okay. And over here, you see you have two different options. Avishai, can you see my screen, right? I'm not seeing you, so I hope I'm still beautiful.
I'm still here.
So the Supabase vector here, and what we want to do is to insert documents, okay, to our Supabase account. And you see here the so this is like the basic thing, and that's fine. The embedding model should be the same one. So we are going to choose the OpenAI, and we're going to choose a small one. So far, so good. Now, in order to move and actually upload, we're going to use the default data loader. Okay? Everyone with me? I hope so. I hope so. And what we are going to do here, we're going to change it a bit. Okay? We are going to change it a bit, and I want to show you like a couple of things. So first of all, because we are going to use binary, I'm going to change like the type of data to binary. And then you see here, load all data, load all input data. That's fine. We're not going to change that. I'm looking on n8n page as well. Automatically detect by MIME type. That's awesome. Text, let's change it to custom. And let's do another thing. Let's add the metadata field just to show you if you want to do something, you can add a name. And then it's going to be easy for you to say category like, I don't know, let's say you have couple of things in your brain. So you can add category and then call it like my tone of voice. And then you can add your Zoom transcript to sounds like you. Okay. So this is how you can tell the agent to specifically look for something, right? Avishai.
Exactly. Like add more clues for the RAG system to retrieve it.
Yeah. So I just wrote down title, but we didn't finish the most important thing. I find it, Avishai, it's kind of helped me prepare the data even better. And that's the recursive character text splitter.
Exactly.
So the chunks is 1000. I think it's enough. Eventually inside the data loader, when it's going to be vectorized, it's going to save the text in chunks. Okay, that's why the best practice is to save it in small chunks because the search will be way better. And if it's bigger, it's going to give you some hallucination, right, Avishai? This is based on my best practices.
I like to use also the chunking overlap, like do maybe 50 or 100 characters there. So you'll have like a repetition that you won't lose any data.
Okay.
So,
and let's go to the main event. We're going to the talk to the book surrounded by idiots. Oh my God. Okay, so we just download this one. We find it on the web. We don't really we read the book, but I don't really know all the stuff that we have here. And we're going to show you how to upload this one using this, and you're going to see that in a minute we're going to talk to the brain. So for that, we're going to go to your Google Drive. You don't need too much of stuff to do. Once you are inside, take the page that you have, throw it over here or here. Okay, click on it. And the only thing we do need is to share the link, right?
yeah.
So let's see.
Maybe with a right click.
Copy link. I copy the link. And then we will go here, upload file. I will put it here. Okay. Let's see if it's work, Avishai. Oh my God. First click. Create workflow. Execute workflow.
I think what you need is to
Oh my
change
God.
it to download file.
Where? Ah,
This
here.
one is yeah, it's an
Oh,
upload.
sorry.
So
It's my bad. It's my bad. Maybe I need to be fired. Download.
we need an
Yeah.
agent to write those workflows instead of you.
Yeah. By URL. Okay. Let's try again.
Ready. Let's go. Okay. Problem in download file.
Resource on credential refresh to token. Oh, Avishai. So you need
Maybe
to.
you would like to just share it
I feel like
for
you need to.
everyone.
Yeah, you need to. It's not. It's here. Something here. I feel like it's. I need to do it again. I didn't use this n8n account for a while. I'm using this one is just for testing. Last time, guys, promise it's going to work. And you're seeing how to debug it as well.
Yeah.
And go.
All the debugging session is free.
Yeah. So now you see we download the file, and it's going to upload the file to the Supabase vector. It's going to break it down to chunk. It's going to use the embedding. And now we have 270 items being uploaded. Now, if you go here and we'll click refresh, bam, bada, bam, bam, bam.
Exciting.
Okay. Exciting.
Okay.
So now we have, you see here all the embedding. We have all the
All the
embedding.
vectors.
The vectors, right? Sorry. And everything is already inside. We can see the chunks, and it's pretty cool. Now, let's try to work with this, right? So,
Yeah. Let's ask a question.
let's ask a question like,
I don't fully remember.
I think we didn't write anything about in the agent. Let's make it super simple. What is the book you have in your DB? I think we don't have anything there.
Not a tricky question. Let's see how he handles that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
know
was
why.
a-
I know why. Answer the question from the RAG tool. Okay, so of course you need to do that. If you don't do that, the question, right?
That's actually easier to do once you have tested this once
Yeah.
you have all the data pills.
So let's do it
But
again.
yes.
Let's do it again. So what you're seeing again, it's being transformed again. Oh, it's saying everything It's saying everything again. So let's try. Let's see if it actually got the question. Let's debug it as well. But we can see what is the book you have in your rug tool. Let's make it more specific. What is it about?
Yeah, it's important to say that every time you are dealing with kind of a RAG workflow or any agentic workflow, there is no escape from trial and error.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
need to just test it and refine and refine and refine until you get the proper results. It
Yeah,
can
I
take
feel
some
like
time.
the only thing that we didn't talk today is the prompt, and we didn't write the prompt. So that's why, I
Yeah,
mean, we didn't get it, and now you're seeing you're getting it over here. If you ask what is the red persona, tell us where you get the data from. And now again is going to the Postgres chat and kind of going to save it over there. And you see the Supabase vector.
yeah.
And
That's
any,
actually good without
uh,
any prompt whatsoever. So if you are building a prompt, then you can explicitly tell the LLM to not improvise or
yeah,
make up data and only drive results with references from the RAG.
yeah, ask it to quote it from the rug. Let's see. Okay, so now he answer from the rug. And again, the agent, it's well, like prompting is an art, right? It's beautiful art. And you can see now that I asked him to give me the source from the book itself. And he actually gave us the
Yeah,
line over here that if we go back
amazing.
and let's refresh it for a second. If we go back, you see here, you can see how we break it down. You can actually find out exactly it was right 3402s, 366 is around the end of it, right? Somewhere here.
Yeah,
Somewhere here, around here. So this is how it works. Now, one last thing, it's the n8n chat history. Now you can see the n8n chat history. You can see the human. This is what we ask, and this is the answer. What we ask, and this is the answer. Okay, this is how it works. By the way, in other session, we will show you how to aggregate the messages and get like what is the top 10. Once you have it already running, you can run it. We will teach you how to connect it to Slack, and you can chat with the app, privately, and you can chat it on different channels. Same with Telegram messages, anything else that you have. So I think we deserve a recap, no, Avishai?
yeah, exactly. And actually, this is amazing how I believe in less than half an hour, we just built live with debugging a RAG system that actually works. It
Yeah,
can do better, of course, and we can refine the prompts to get even better results. But the the actual message here is that you can do it and you can do it very fast. You saw how Yoni configured everything, and it was very easy. Nothing very complex. It's not a rocket science. It's like follow several steps and you have a working RAG system that you can use, and everything. The technology is very cheap. Like
yeah.
Supabase is free, n8n is
Also
basically
free in a way.
free.
Also free
Basically
in a way.
free. It depends how you install it, but you can use that, and like in a matter of half an hour, you can have a second brain that is
Yeah.
working on, say, a book or any other material that you want to just automate insights from.
Yeah, and don't forget the metadata, that you can play with the metadata. I mean, it's becoming more sophisticated when you have different metadata. You can even have the same name of the file if you want to. We have like dynamic file that you want to replace it moving on to the future. So it's going to be easier to replace it. But eventually, the brain, is divided to two things: the prompt. And if you don't know how to write down the prompt, just ask ChatGPT or Claude to write down, like based on prompt engineering, like a prompt that's going to retrieve the data only from the brain, and be like short or long, depending on the model that you're choosing. We chose 4.1 mini. It's very like latency is very good, and it's giving you an answer like in a couple of seconds. You saw that it was almost immediately. But if you need like a bigger one, you can use the 4.1 or 4.5 of Claude. Both of them can give you like a very long answer. You can ask him to quote if you want to do calibration. Like immediately after you finish it, the first thing you need to do is a calibration. You need to ask a lot of questions, and in the beginning, just ask the prompt to give you the reference and quote where he's taking it from. That's literally the best thing to do at the beginning, and ask a lot of questions. What is very nice, because we have the PostgreSQL, all you need to do is someone says, hey, I asked it, I don't know, yesterday. And then you can say, okay, around where? And then you can find it. If it didn't give you the query, you can find it. And it's a PostgreSQL.
Yeah.
You can ask question in SQL. And if you don't know how, ask ChatGPT. You're going to help you write down an SQL query to pull up the data that you need and aggregate the questions. So eventually, out of the box, you need a prompt and you need a brain. The brain need to be specific to a knowledge base. Like it can be like, answering on why is the sea level is up. No, it needs something specific, a book, a research, your notes, Zoom transcription, stuff like that they are around the same subject. In the calibration phase, the fine-tuning phase for you, you need to ask the prompt to give you quoting, and then you are doing the fine-tuning of the prompt and the knowledge gap. You're going to find the knowledge gap. Oh, it doesn't understand this. Oh, it doesn't understand this. So then you give like more context to the thing that is missing, and then you can deploy it to your beta group, getting more feedback, adjust it again, and voila, you're done. Something that used to cost like $5,000, even more, you can do that in less than like an hour, maybe 5 hours, with everything involved, like taking some feedback and notes.
Yeah. Totally accessible. You can just do it now.
Yeah. So we hope you like it. If you have more questions, that was like literally in a nutshell. We didn't go too deep. There is a dApp over here that we didn't even touch. So we just wanted to show you like out of the box without using any sophisticated tool, just n8n, that's more sophisticated, OpenAI API. There is even a nice thing we can do with Lovable, connected to a webhook, and then you can use it like an app. So you can actually create something for your business that look like an app on your page that we can discuss and speak. But literally the basics, how it looks right now, you can create a knowledge base for service, for sales, for just scheduling meetings and stuff like that, just by connecting it to a RAG database. That's it.
Yes, one small step at a time. I think it's a great start. And from now on each episode, we'll try to add more depth and to explore what other possibilities you have when building systems like that. As you mentioned, we are going to explore Lovable and many other options, building apps and building custom solutions that you can implement for your business.
Okay, till next time.
If you have any questions, don't hesitate to write on the comments.
Yeah, and if you feel like it's going to help someone, if it's going to help someone, share it with your friends. If it's going to help someone, to learn something new, or this is exactly what he needs for his business to create another like 2 to 3 small brain, send him this video and help us grow. And see you next time, guys.
Thank you, guys.